I'm Chris Zock, and I'm on the product marketing team here at ServiceChannel. Here at ServiceChannel, we have the privilege of working with many of the most forward-thinking leaders and brands in the industry. We partner with you as you evolve your businesses and adapt your facilities to meeting changing customer needs. And your dedication to improving your customers' experience is really what inspires us to keep striving as well. We're constantly working to make our platform better. And we've invested hundreds of millions of dollars into the development of our platform already. And as you'll see here today, we have big ideas for what's coming next. Our goal is to help you achieve peak performance in facilities so that you have the peace of mind that your customers are having a great brand experience with every visit. And in this session, you'll be hearing from the product management leaders who oversee the customer-facing and provider-facing sides of our platform. We're going to talk about how the work we're doing to ensure that you have the most powerful tools available to operate your locations and to grow your business in the years to come. The retail and hospitality industries in the US spend over $98 billion annually on capital investments. And these assets and these facilities are really the machines that serve customers and power the business. But as you know full well, it's always been a huge challenge to manage these assets at scale and to ensure that they're in good health and ready to serve your customers every day. The reason it's so hard is that there's sheer vast number of assets and how they're spread across hundreds of locations. All too often, companies don't even know what assets they own, much less do they have the insights they need to improve the productivity of them. So that's why we see asset management as a monumental opportunity to improve business performance and to increase sales. Our vision is to help you operate zero downtime facilities. It's not enough to rapidly repair any failures that do occur. That's being reactive, and that's just table stakes, really. We want to help you be more proactive, so the failure never happens, so there's no downtime, so that your equipment is always available for your operators and your guests. In this paradigm, any potential failures are predicted with data, and they're prevented with proactive maintenance or replacement. Plus, when assets are monitored and well maintained, they run more efficiently, which improves your sustainability. Today, we'll have Andy Chang, VP of Product Management, share how we're innovating to make asset management easier and more proactive. But that's not the full story. Even with all the data in the world, assets don't take care of themselves. To achieve peak asset performance, you rely on service providers to maintain those assets on the ground. So, next we'll have Bashir Abdallah, VP of Product Management, talk about how we're making it even easier for you to find the best providers to take great care of your equipment. As I said before, our innovation is fueled by forward-thinking customers like you. So if you have ideas for how to improve your business, please share them with us. With your collaboration, we can work together on solving your most important problems and taking your performance to the next level. Now, I'll hand it off to Andy, who will share how we're building the future of asset management on the ServiceChannel platform.
Hi, I'm Andy Chang. I oversee product management for the customer-facing side of the platform. Today, I'm going to talk about how we're defining the future of asset management. As Chris discussed, our vision for asset performance is to achieve zero downtime facilities. In order to do that, we're pursuing three key objectives. First, we're making it easier to get started with asset management, so you can start unlocking the benefits right away. Second, we're helping you be more proactive throughout the asset lifecycle. And third, we're empowering service providers as key partners in asset management. Before you can manage your assets and benefit from all that data, you need to onboard your existing assets into the platform. We found that this is often the hardest part of the asset management journey. Some companies hire outside consultants to come in and inventory and tag all their assets, but this can be costly. Other companies undertake the asset inventory project themselves, manually recording asset information onto large spreadsheets. This is both time-consuming and error-prone. We're taking a two-pronged approach to making this easier. One is to enable a store associate to easily get the asset info into the system. And the other is to enable a provider to do the same. Imagine if you could have an entry-level associate at your location walk around and point a smartphone at each asset, which would automatically onboard that asset into the system. Let me share with you our vision for how that could work. When the associate opens up the ServiceChannel app on their smartphone, it shows a floor plan of the location where they're located using the ServiceChannel Spaces module. The associate just taps on the asset's location in the floor plan so that the system knows exactly where the asset is located. Then, by pointing the smartphone camera at the asset, we're able to determine the type of asset that the associate is standing in front of, for example, an industrial stove. The system then instructs the associate where to find the asset nameplate. The associate takes a picture of the nameplate, and the machine vision reads the information, like make, model number, serial number, and manufacturer date of the asset. In just a minute, the associate has located the asset and onboarded it with pictures and key information, and then they move on to the next asset. This workflow could also be easily completed by an approved provider. We're also making it easier for staff to report issues with assets. With the mobile app, anyone in the location can quickly kick off a work order that's tracked to the right asset. Today, you can simply scan an asset tag with your phone to get started. But what if there isn't an asset tag in place? We don't want that to stop you from tracking the data you need. So we're working on new methods for creating asset work orders. With our asset-first approach, you'll be able to identify the asset first from a visual menu with photos rather than searching through drop-down lists. And we'll only show the potential issues that are relevant to that asset. This makes the experience faster, more accurate, and intuitive. It's easier for staff to identify the right asset and the particular issue with less training. The Asset First feature will launch to all customers next year. And with Spaces, our facilities mapping solution, you can select the right asset simply by tapping on the icon on your floor plan. This easy experience is already available on the web, and we'll be bringing it to the mobile app next year. Spaces on mobile will be like having Google Maps for your facility. Your team and your providers can easily find assets and report issues visually right on the spot. The second objective is helping you be more proactive throughout the asset lifecycle. The foundation of asset management is tracking the work and spend on your assets. But the value is actually realized when you use that asset data to be more proactive and to make better decisions throughout the asset lifecycle. In this way, you can improve asset uptime, which results in a better customer experience and increased revenues. And you can optimize the total cost of ownership of the asset, finding the right balance between capital and operating expenses. At the beginning of the asset lifecycle is the capital planning process, where you model and prioritize strategic investments. You have a limited pool of capital, so you want to upgrade the assets where it makes the greatest financial impact. This is a complicated optimization problem, and we think our data can help. We're working to use machine learning to make recommendations for which assets should be replaced first, based on data about repair and maintenance history, reliability, expected lifetime, and more. The decision power comes from the analysis of using not just your own asset data, but platform-wide data from all customers on the reliability and lifespan of specific equipment. After the decision is made to purchase a new asset, the next stage is procurement. The decision of which asset model to buy is another, where we can help provide recommendations by benchmarking the performance of over 4 million assets tracked by our customers. After installation, the asset is usually operating under warranty for some period of time. Customers use our automated warranty routing to send work orders to the approved service provider, so they avoid unnecessary out-of-pocket costs. And throughout the asset's useful life, it's being proactively maintained and repaired when necessary to support operations. We've improved the ability to track preventative maintenance down to the individual asset. Now, you can create a single PM work order that includes multiple assets so you can ensure your proactive work is getting done every time for every asset without having to deal with multiple work orders and invoices. In order to continuously improve asset operating performance and cost effectiveness, we've recently released the ServiceChannel benchmarking dashboard, which allows customers to compare themselves against their peers down to the trade level. This is just the beginning of benchmarking. After this first step of comparison, we want to go even further and give you prescriptive recommendations for where you could improve outcomes based on data across the industry. For example, we can help you make decisions like, where should I consider upgrading providers for better cost or speed? Where could I reduce the cost I'm paying for parts and materials? For the ultimate in proactive maintenance, we have customers doing condition-based monitoring using internet-connected sensors. These companies are automatically dispatching work orders based on signals from their IoT devices, like when refrigerant pressures fall out of line. If you've recently acquired some new connected equipment, please come talk to us about how we can integrate that with ServiceChannel. We want to visualize that IoT data right on the spaces map so you can diagnose issues and identify patterns within the context of your location. Throughout the entire life of the asset, ServiceChannel is collecting all the data on its work history and condition, which feeds back into the capital planning process where we started. The third objective is empowering service providers as key partners in asset management. To get the most from your assets, it's hard to do it all yourself. So the third objective is about partnership with providers who are able to help you manage assets on the ground. We view service providers as an extension of your facilities team. Since the service providers are the experts and they're already on site to work on an asset, we enlist their help to capture data on your assets in the most efficient way possible. We've designed the mobile experience for providers to be quick and intuitive, from checking in with GPS to capturing photos to picking out resolution and root cause codes. With our latest release, providers can create new assets in your system when they're taking an existing asset out of service for repairs. And we're working on more provider tools for auditing and recording the condition of your assets when they're on site. We're also looking to help technicians to more rapidly solve problems by providing easy access to manufacturers' service manuals and specifications right within the provider mobile app. The floor plans in spaces are also helping providers be faster and more efficient. When the provider arrives to fix the issue, they know exactly where it's located. For example, one of our customers had a broken exit sign. The technician spent over an hour walking through 4 floors and checking each of the 48 exit signs before finding the right one. With Spaces, the technician is guided directly to the broken sign without taking time from associates. With less labor time, they're saving 10% or more on repair costs. That's a quick rundown of how we're building the future of asset management. If you aren't already managing your assets, we're making it easier for you to get started. We're giving you new tools so you can use your asset data to be more proactive. And we're making it easier for providers to help you manage assets when they're on site. All of this will help you move toward the vision of running a zero downtime facility. If you want to get involved in shaping the future of asset management, just talk to your customer success manager. We'd love your input. Now, I'm going to hand it off to Bashir, who will talk about the provider side of the platform.
Thanks, Andy. Hi, everyone. I'm Bashir Abdallah, Vice President of Product here at ServiceChannel, focused on Marketplace and our service providers. Today, I'm going to share some highlights of all the work we're doing to help create better and lasting client-provider relationships. Our vision is for ServiceChannel to be the marketplace where multi-location brands find the best service providers available, and that our platform enables you to get the best work done. To achieve the first part of our vision, we're making it easier for you to find the best providers that fit your particular business needs. The second part of the vision is about how our platform and marketplace creates incentives and solutions for providers, which helps you get the best possible service outcomes. Let me share some highlights of how we've been making it easier to find top providers for every trade and location. We first launched the new provider search solution back in February, and we're thrilled with the results that our customers are finding when they go searching. Provider search is the industry's only way to search for commercial contractors based on objective performance data. You can easily find top service providers in our marketplace based on a track record of outstanding service performance. Whether you're filling gaps in coverage, opening new locations, or replacing an existing provider, you spend less time looking around and more time building relationships with the best providers. Our clients are busy searching across hundreds of trades. We've already helped to create thousands of new provider and client relationships for you all. We're continuing to add more data to provider search as well, so that it's easier to select the right provider for your business. We started by scoring providers on quality and speed of their work for their performance here on ServiceChannel. And next, we'll be adding 2 new scores to give a fuller picture of how the provider performs. We're adding the price score, which measures the invoice cost of any provider compared to their peers in the same trade and region. We're also adding an engagement score, which measures how well providers communicate and keep their information on ServiceChannel up to date. This is meant to help prepare providers to support your service needs. These scores, along with speed and quality, will be summarized in a new overall score to help you find the top ranked providers at a glance. What if one of these scores matters most to your business? Is speed more important? Is it quality? Is it price? Well, we're going to add the ability for you to sort and filter your search results so you can see the top providers based on what you care about most. You'll also be able to filter by self-performing providers and the coverage a service company offers. For example, whether they're a national contractor, a regional provider, or even a local mom and pop. To help you manage your service supply chain, we've also partnered with Middesk to offer verified business data in provider search so you can trust that you're finding qualified providers that meet your business requirements. This will include Secretary of State data, which tells us the business entity, who the business owners are, and whether they even have a valid tax ID. It'll also tell us how many years they've been in business. We've also captured, thanks to our partners, bankruptcy filings and an OFAC sanction list of any provider on our platform. Those providers will be automatically removed from provider search. And finally, diversity and inclusion is an important factor for any supply chain. And so we've partnered with Middesk to bring along women-owned business, minority-owned business, veteran-owned business indicators across the business, and many, many more. With all this verified data on cost, quality, speed, engagement, and business qualifications, you can be confident that you're working with dependable providers. Of course, being connected with new clients through provider search is a valuable outcome for providers as well. With the potential to grow their business in our marketplace, we're incentivizing providers to do even better work for you so they can rank higher at the top of our lists. We're continuing to expand our support for providers with training and best practices. And we're giving marketplace feedback to providers about their performance in the My Stats page of their profile. This will allow providers to see their speed and quality scores at a global level. It will provide them a sense of where they're being discovered with client anonymity, and also provides them regional and trade-based data to incentivize them to provide more accurate data about who they are and where they perform. By giving providers improved visibility into how they're doing, so they will know how to serve you better. Now I'll talk about the second part of our provider vision, and that's how ServiceChannel's platform and marketplace are helping you get the best performance possible from every one of your providers. We're changing the behavior of contractors for the betterment of all participants in the ecosystem. The first way we're doing this is by creating more powerful provider tools for capturing data and improving productivity. We launched resolution and root cause codes in the provider mobile app back in January. And with just a couple taps of the screen, technicians are able to capture valuable insights that are helping to diagnose patterns and solve problems at the source. We're also hearing from customers that they're making important changes as a result of this data to their process, providers, and assets to drive a better brand experience. As Andy discussed, empowering providers and their technicians to help capture data on your assets and audit their condition is of immense value. One of our key goals is redesigning our provider mobile app so we can capture everything that happens between a check-in and a checkout. To do this, we're making it easier for technicians to check in and out by limiting the friction they experience. In doing so, we'll be able to tell you exactly the location of every technician and check-in and how far away they were from the location. We're also simplifying the mobile workflow to get the most out of technicians without creating a burden of work to them. The second way that we're improving provider performance is by enhancing your ability to measure it with new scores and key performance indicators. These new KPIs are more granular and are better at characterizing business impact of performance. For example, rather than just assessing whether a provider is on schedule with a yes or no, we're measuring how far behind schedule they actually are. So two different providers could arrive on schedule 75% of the time, but one could be only 15 minutes late on average, while the other one is hours late on average. These new KPIs are being used for ranking the top performing providers in our provider search solution. We're also redesigning our scorecard. By giving a voice to providers and clients in the process, we hope to focus on driving better performance of providers and of subscribers. We're also introducing automated performance improvement plans for providers so they can have a more balanced and trusted picture to their performance management and so that they can ultimately address the areas that are lagging behind. We're also offering providers more information in the way of technician scorecards. By collecting all this technician check-in and check-out data, we're able to tell contractors how technicians are actually performing, and they too can work with their technicians to get the most out of them. The last way we're driving better performance is by incentivizing providers and guiding them to the desired behavior in our marketplace. We have a team that helps providers improve their performance by coaching them, teaching them about best practices and engagement with our customers. We're also introducing more and more provider guidance into our ServiceChannel experience for them, so they can learn anytime, day or night. All of this data, the enhanced KPIs, and ultimately the improved performance feeds back into provider search, making it easier to find the best providers and to get great work done with ServiceChannel. That's all the time we have for our highlights today, but there's a lot more we're working on. If you want to learn more, or if you have questions or suggestions, please reach out. And thank you for partnering with us in this journey to achieve a reliable provider relationship and peak performance. As we apply these tools to your business, you'll have the best providers doing great work for you, and your assets will perform at their potential. We're excited to put these new platform capabilities into your hands and to see the impact they'll have on your operations and brand experience. Thank you for joining us today.